They called her support staff. They had no idea she was watching from 2.7 kilometers away. A narrow canyon cuts through the southern mountains like a wound in the earth. No escape, no signal, no hope. Inside it, SEAL Team 4 is trapped, surrounded by enemy snipers on high ground, ammo running dry, comms dead. The rocks echo with gunfire. One soldier whispers into the dark, "We're not getting out of this alive." Then a single rifle shot splits the silence. From nowhere, an enemy sniper on the right flank drops, stone dead. No muzzle flash, no laser, no radio call. Then another shot. Another fall, a third, a fourth. The attackers falter. The path opens, and through their cracked earpieces, a calm, quiet voice. Eyes on target. Path is now open. No one knows who fired. No one knows where the shots came from, but every SEAL on that ridge knows one thing. They're no longer alone. Meet Leona Beck, 29 years old, Austrian-Swiss descent. Long brown hair, always tied back in a tight ponytail. Quiet, unassuming. A woman who sits in a climate-controlled trailer, surrounded by screens, monitoring satellite feeds and supply routes. To most, she's just logistics support, a desk-bound analyst with no combat role. She just watches red dots all day, jokes one sergeant. Probably can't hit a target at 100 meters, adds a young corporal, but they don't know her history. They don't know she was once Echo 4, one of the most feared snipers in the Western border operations, a legend in the shadows, a ghost with a rifle. Her specialty? Off-map eliminations. Shots so far so precise the enemy never saw them coming and never found the source. But her career ended not in failure, but in betrayal. During a classified mission, her spotter, Sergeant David Chen, was killed, not by enemy fire, by reckless orders from a commanding officer who ignored safety protocols. When Leona filed a formal complaint, she wasn't promoted. She was erased, declared medically unfit, removed from active duty, her sniper designation revoked, her gear scrapped, her name buried in reassignment paperwork. Now she works in the shadows, officially a terrain analyst, but unofficially, she's still a sniper, just one the world forgot. Her workstation, it looks like any other. Screens, radios, weather data. But look closer. Hand-drawn maps cover the walls. Not of supply routes, but of wind patterns, atmospheric density, and terrain reflection. Custom ballistics calculators, modified wind sensors, range-finding tools tuned beyond military specs. And around her neck, beneath her uniform, a thin chain. On it, an empty bullet casing, engraved with 3 words. I see from places where no one else chooses to look. This isn't a souvenir, it's a promise, a vow that even if the world forgets her, she won't forget them. That night, as SEAL Team 4 fights for survival in the canyon, Leona is the only one who sees the truth. Through degraded satellite feeds, faint signal intercepts, atmospheric anomalies, she sees the snipers, the machine gun nests, the mortar spotters. She sees the trap. She requests permission to activate Watchpoint Echo, an experimental long-range support protocol. Denied. That system was decommissioned months ago. She doesn't argue. She walks out, drives to a forgotten supply depot, breaks in, retrieves a weapon the Army claims was destroyed. Her Mark SR Echo rifle, modified, calibrated, deadly. She drives to a ridge she's studied for months, sets up at 2.7 kilometers from the canyon, too far for any standard sniper, but not for her. Using her hand-drawn maps, real-time wind data, and decades of instinct, she calculates the impossible. First shot, ricochets off a rock face, hits a sniper mid-breath, center mass. Second shot, curves with the wind, takes out a machine gunner pinning the SEALs. Third shot, a spotter adjusting his scope. Bullet hits him before his finger reaches the radio. Each shot silent, perfect, untraceable. From the canyon, it feels like a miracle. Then, over the old emergency frequency. Eyes on target. Path is now open. The SEALs move. Escape. Survive. But they have no idea who saved them. Back at base, Leona returns to her station. No report. No claim. No word. But whispers spread. Some sniper fired from over 2 kilometers away. No one knows who. Bullets hit at angles that shouldn't be possible. Military intelligence investigates. They find the evidence. security footage, her vehicle at the depot. Ballistics, unique rifling patterns matching Echo 4's ammo. Her notebook, hand-drawn maps of the exact terrain with wind calcs for that exact night. The rifle, hidden, engraved with, reserved for when nobody else can reach them. Colonel Patricia Martinez confronts her. Leona doesn't deny it. SEAL Team 4 was going to die. I had the skills. I had the shot. I took it. I don't need permission to save lives. The colonel is torn. Violation of orders? Yes. Unauthorized use of decommissioned weapons? Yes. But also 8 elite operators alive because of one woman who acted when no one else could. Lieutenant Commander James Wilson, leader of SEAL Team 4, speaks in her defense. She didn't need to be with us. She only needed to see what we couldn't, and fire when we couldn't. Instead of punishment, she's offered reinstatement, a return to active duty, full sniper status, command authority. She declines. I prefer to stay where I am, support staff, or can do more when no one's watching, because as an official sniper, she'd need approval, delays, paperwork, bureaucracy. But as a ghost, she can act the moment lives are on the line. Months later, similar incidents are reported. 2 more isolated units, impossible shots, mysterious overwatch, ballistics match, techniques identical. The truth spreads quietly. Echo 4 is still out there. Not a myth, not a legend, a guardian. At a memorial for Sergeant David Chen, the SEALs who survived attend, not just to honor the fallen, but to silently thank the woman who refused to let more die. Wilson finds Leona afterward. We know it was you. We know you'll never take credit, but we want you to know. We see you. She nods. Just doing my job. No, ma'am, he says. You're doing everyone's job when they can't. Now her words are painted on the base wall by unknown hands. When you think you're alone, she's already watching over you. Her methods are taught in training, her name whispered in briefings. Her rifle, though never seen, is legend. And every mission now ends with one silent truth. Someone is always watching, someone who doesn't need medals, who doesn't need orders, who doesn't need to be seen. She only needs clear vision, steady hands, and the courage to act when no one else can. This isn't just Leona's story, it's for every person who's been overlooked. The analyst, the engineer, the quiet one in the back, the one whose skills don't fit the mold, because real heroism isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's a single shot from 2.7 kilometers away. Fired not for glory, but because someone had to. Type in the comments, I will live decently, if you believe the person clearing your path sometimes stands miles away. I owe a debt, if you've ever survived because someone stayed vigilant when you thought you were abandoned. This is Beyond True Stories. Real people, real courage. No AI, just truth.